here. So I am Tara. I'm a UX UI designer, and I kind of challenged myself to do the Adobe XD daily challenge. I thought I'd do like maybe an hour to 2 hours every day for the 2 weeks, and just uh, take part in this challenge. So let's just jump right in here. So we're on day 4. Day 4 is Auto-Animate. Use Auto-Animate to prototype a tablet-based digital fireplace. Try adjusting the timing, color, and shape of your flames to bring them to life. Okay, so this one is particularly challenging to me because I'm A, not an animator, and B, not an illustrator. So I cheated a bit. I jumped onto Vector Easy, and I found this image that I really liked. Let me just find it here. And I thought was really nice for what I was going for. It just didn't work as far as scale goes. We're just gonna zoom out all of the way. I like the colors. I liked the little animation, and I thought it was super cute. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy this over. So I just created a few artboards that are tablet size. I think 1024 by 768, just to give it a mouse. So we're just gonna throw this here, and I'm gonna actually scale it down to the height. So that was 768. Perfect. Now I have that. We're just gonna center it. I originally had done this just using my web template until I reread the instructions, and it said tablet. So we're just gonna adjust for tablet. So what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna make sure this is actually in the center. There we go. And then now I can so I'm doing this part in Illustrator. Sometimes things like this are just easier in more vector-based tools. Like this. So what I want to do is I actually don't want to scale the cat any, so I'm just going to cut him out of there. And then we're going to paste him back in place. Perfect. Now I can go back. And we're gonna, pull out, I'm gonna pull out the background now. So the background is this area. I'm just gonna isolate it. And then select everything and just kind of stretch it over to fill out the tablet space. That's kind of great. I kind of think that works perfectly. Next, I think the fireplace in my mind can be a little bit wider. So again, just isolate that portion, and I'm just going to stretch them out. I think that actually does really nice. Flame looks good, fireplace is in there. So what I did earlier this morning, this afternoon, was jump into and I found this little light switch because I thought, you know what, we're not necessarily going to start with a flickering fireplace. I want to turn the fireplace on, so I'm going to use an animate to do that. So we're going to go just 45 by 65, and that'll change that size. And then I ran into some sizing issues, so we're just gonna go 45, 65, and then so we have an off switch and an on switch. Perfect. And now that these are all sized to what I would like, you know what, maybe this doesn't need to be that wide. We can go a little less. Still center it. anything? Maybe the cat can move down a little bit. Perfect. So now I'm just going to copy these over, but I'm going to copy these over in pieces. So we have the background. We're just going to hop. So just, there's a little URL here, just to, if anybody wants to check out this actual image and do it, it's on there. It's their copyright. They do it. I'm just playing around with it for no personal gain. I'm kind of interested in doing stuff like this. So that's on there. Now I'm just going to hop back over and grab the fireplace. And again, jump over to XD. We're going to paste. I'm going to, center this in the frame. And the cat. If I were talented and could actually do something, I would probably do like a stretchy city animation. And maybe that's something I'll challenge myself with in the future, is to actually do that. For right now, I'm content with just having the cat sitting here. And last but not least, let's jump over to Illustrator one more time. Actually, we're going to grab you. Here. And I'll move you over there. That's not actually right. I'm going to move you off to the baseboard for right now, or onto my design board. I always create a design board when I'm doing stuff like this, just so that I could throw typography and colors and fonts easily. Yes, there's this assets panel, which is very nice, and a layers panel, which I spend most of my time in. If I could have them side by side, I probably would have them side by side. And I can probably just expand this a little bit so you guys can see all of it. All right. Now back to Illustrator. Actually, I'm going to jump back and forth between these two programs a few different. So I'm just going to go here. And now I can put this on here. Actually, just go 45. And then I'm going to just jot down 144, 244, because I'm going to need that in a sec. And now we're off. We're just going to duplicate this. Okay, so now I'm going to add a simple animation just to get the fire going. So, what I actually wanted to do, I actually want to delete you out of there. And again, delete you out of here. So what I need to do is actually hop in here, and we're actually going to grab the fire and pull the fire out. Because I don't need to really animate everything else in here, but I definitely want to animate the fire. So I think what's going to happen is I'm just going to copy it a bunch of times. I think what I'll do is I'm going to take one, and I'm actually going to shrink it all the way down to just the barest of a line. And I'm going to add, so I'm going to copy this one in. Sorry about the jumping. I apologize. It's placed there. And then I'm going to grab this one here. This little line I created, so it has the same like the paste. And I think I'm going to have to jump over to the layers panel to actually, and this actually needs to go under. So let's, yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is actually, before I do any of this, we're going to go And I'm going to name my groups just so I can find them on my board. So we have a light switch. And that way, comfy cat. I can delete that for right now. Background. Fireplace. And we're actually just gonna, I'm going to end up deleting this one. So we're just going to go there for a sec. Back to fire. And if you notice the screen's flipping really quickly, I just have my my application set to go on different screen, like different workspaces and on my Mac, and I kind of just scroll between them. And occasionally I'm going to scroll really fast and accidentally hit my mouse because sometimes I do that. Hey, fire. It is actually just the fire. Okay, so fire can go below the comfy cat, and then switch. And now I'm going to go back and duplicate this. Okay, and now what I should do. So what happens with Animate is it takes the information, Auto-Animate is it takes information based on layer names. So if I have the same layer name, it should translate properly. So now, if I go in to prototype, I make my light switch my trigger because, you know, affordances, light switches are light switches and they turn things on. And I can go over here and we're going to add Auto-Animate as a transition, and ease in is fine. I think I'm going to actually give it a full second just to get the actual effect out of this. And if I go back to design, I actually want all that down. And if I go into this layer, I actually want this fireplace just a hair darker before the animate comes in. So theoretically, what will happen will be something like this. Okay, not bad. Like, it's not the greatest effect as far as the switch goes. I think maybe ease in was not the effect I wanted to go with. So let's do ease in and out. And then I'm going to just double check that. Let's go toggle. And okay, so my toggle should be fine. Design-wise, you're okay. And I might have to do some more adjusting of name things just so everything is very consistent, because I did build this in another application and brought it in. So those might have actually affected the names. So now, prototype, ease in, ease out. We're gonna go back. Okay, and now I'm gonna preview my animation here. Okay. Okay, so I still have a little bit of a weirdness happening, which is fine. like it's not terrible. This one could, like, the transition between this and this could be a little better, but it's okay. Yeah, they're the same path. It's just not as slow. So maybe I'll just speed this animation up. Let's just speed it up to maybe, yeah, 1 second is just too slow. Okay, now that we have a fireplace set in, I'm gonna actually, so I have the on, so theoretically, anytime I click off, it should go no matter how many, the transition should copy for each of the pasteboards. But now I just want to jump over into Illustrator really quickly, and we're just gonna add just a little bit of a distort to this. We're just gonna go free distort, and I'm gonna just move you down like that. Okay, and this one's gonna be free distort as well, and this one I'm actually gonna pull way down this way and a little out that way, maybe a little in, and one more time, distort. So okay, and this should go. And I can copy that. Theoretically, I haven't actually tried this yet. So we're going to duplicate this board. And now I'm going to just zoom back in here and paste. Okay, so it did keep the distort. So we just need to go fire. Am I? Okay. So I'm just going to end up doing some things here. I'm just going to. Okay, so we definitely have a bunch of different names going. So what I'm going to end up doing is, what's going to be easier is I'm just going to go, and I'm going to break all of this out from the group. Perfect. And fire 1, fire 2, fire 3. Isn't this exciting? Isn't designing great? Fire 5. All right, so with fire here, below Comfy Cat. We'll just put all of these layers up to the top. Get rid of that group. Again, fire 1, fire 2, fire 3, fire 4, fire 5. Okay. And here, so what I'm going to end up doing now is going back to prototype. And I'm actually going to, with the whole artboard selected, I'm going to add a new trigger. And this one is still going to be Auto-Animate. Still, we're going to go to what is now going to be Design 3, just to keep consistency and make things easier for me. And as you can see, this one still goes back. And we're still in the same place. That's fine. And now prototyping this, we're going to give it 0.6. We'll do, okay, actually, you know what? Well, what happens if we go easing none on these? Okay, so this will, all right. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. I actually want to touch on that. Okay, so it's not tap, this is actually time trigger. And the delay is 0 seconds, and we're just gonna, you know what, 0.4 seconds for this one. And then I'm gonna duplicate one more time. And this one again is going to have time, 0.4 seconds, and then we're gonna duplicate one more time. And 0.4 seconds, and this one will actually jump all the way back to this one. So you have, auto-animate between a few different frames. So now that that's done, what I'm going to do is go back to my next fire and jump into artboard 4. Just go to this point. I'm going to paste you in here. And just copy all of you guys up to first level. Delete all of you. Fire 1. Okay, so I have 2 fires. I don't want 2 fires, I want 1 fire. Let's just double check that I don't have 2 fires over here. Okay, and I'm just gonna really quickly grab the last one and see. Okay. Yeah, so we have 2 fires again, and I don't want 2 fires. So I'm just gonna paste. Fire. Below Comfy Cat. And down here. And all of these layers will just go. Okay, so let's give it a little test now. Let's see what happens here. This is gonna be our actually start. So we'll just go play. Turn on the switch. Okay, that's moving way too fast. But that's fine. I can actually fix that. So my time trigger here. You know what? Selecting triggers is getting a little complicated with all of the extra triggers, but it should be fine. So we're gonna go with 1 second. Okay, so 1 second. 1 second. And 1 second. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what we got here now. So we have 2 on. Ooh, that is way too fast. Okay. You know what? Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna add an extra step in here. We're just gonna move these 4 over. We're actually gonna duplicate this one. And so this on is actually going to go here instead. And this off can go here. this design, this one can come all the way down. The problem is I'm going to do this and they're not actually going to be the same color, and it's going to upset me. So we're just going to copy that and go over here. Okay, so this one's going to go, so this is going to go here. It's still going to be a tap. We're going to go 0.2. And then this one is actually going to go here. And then this one's going to be 0. This is actually going to go like 2 seconds. It's going to take 2 seconds. And now what should happen is when I play this, we're just going to separate out the switch animation. And for whatever reason, okay, so we getting, oh, okay, we might be running into an issue. Okay, I think I know what's happening here. Nope, they should have the same names. They do, yep, same number, okay. So, switch is a little fast now. Switch can probably go back to 0.4. And let's go. Okay, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go with dark over here. And something's weird is happening, and I'm actually kind of liking it. So I'm not really gonna mess with it too much, but I'm actually gonna go and I'm gonna copy. And we're gonna just put that back there. And then we're just gonna overlay. And you can actually go as well. So we have an overlay. And my overlay is going to go on this one as well. And it's going to be 0. Okay. Now let's see what's happening here. I can okay, so I'm actually going to change a few colors now. I'm just going to just adjust them ever so slightly. So if I have I'm just going to move you a little bit here. I'm just going to just tweak the colors just a hair. And same with the last one. And I'm going to do the same thing with my fire. I'm going to just change some colors here. So we're going to make you just a little more orange in this one. And we're just going to change the color of this red. Actually, you know what? We have layers here, so let's actually change all of them just a hair. Let's give a little more interest. Back to this one. Fire is good. Actually, I'm not going to change all of them manually. Let's go a little more. Ooh, not that much more orange. Just a little hair more. And I'm gonna leave the other ones fine, but I'm gonna give this one a little bump as well. I'm just gonna. There we go. And I think this one could probably go a little more yellow. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna just tweak the timing ever so much. So this one's 2 seconds. Let's go back into prototype. It's 1 second. Oh, let's. Oh, one more thing that I'm going to do just for consistency's sake. This one is actually going to be so this one's going to have a time transition to here. And okay, so this one was 0.4. With none, this is also going to be 0.4. Okay, and now all of these ones are going to move here instead of back to that one, just so we're not getting some weird glitchy stuff. So we're kind of okay, and now I just gotta, do some tweaking around with some layers, and I think we might be pretty good to go. Okay, so now if I click the switch, fire comes up, fire does some fire thingies. I don't like the way it's doing color. It's not transitioning the color smoothly. I'm not sure why it's not transitioning the color smoothly. It seems a little bit off, but okay. All right. I like it. I think it was actually kind of what I was going for. So I'm just gonna, oof. Okay, so this one, that 0.4 needs to slow down a bit. Let's go 1. You know what? I think I actually need one more step in here. I think that's, it's weird. Okay, I think we're going where it's okay. It's fine. So what I was thinking I might need is a step where it's doing the switch and then doing the color, but that gets a little complicated and more complicated than I want. I don't really get why my color isn't auto-animating as nicely. We're just going to make sure all of our colors are a little easier. a little too much. I'm going to grab all of you. Go a little closer. You know. All right, and I think I'm just gonna, just for the sake of simplicity, make sure the overlay is added to the same place. All right, let's do it one more time. So we have our switch. You know what, I think I'm gonna go back to just the way it was. So we're just gonna. Okay, and now at any point I should be able to turn on and turn off. Okay, so we got a little bit of a weird thing happening with my up and down. I'm not completely surprised about it, and I can probably fix it. So what's really happening is this background image. So what I had done was made, so I think, you know what, I'm actually gonna hop into Illustrator one more time. I got like 23 minutes left, so I'm just gonna try to actually complete this one on time today. You know, that arbitrary time that I set for myself that doesn't actually exist in reality. Okay, so we have, this one is, okay, so we have light switch. What I have here is, I'm gonna go background. On, off, okay. So if I have these in so my group here, I have side one, which is front. So I want to end up combining side two. It's actually going to be, so side 2 and 5 are going to get merged. Just bring those together. And then go back to my layers, and we need to move it below. And we can remove that, and I think we can remove side 6. So we have, so I have one, so we have top, okay, so we have, okay, left front, side, and top, bottom. And I think I want to actually duplicate this one, copy it in. I actually want to object transform, no, path. Oh, compound path, make. There we go. If I actually copy this out, we'll actually see what it's doing. And it's not quite doing what I would need it to do. Let's duplicate this one more time. Oh, that was the wrong, okay. Okay, now if I duplicate the side, and now, there we go. And now, if I were to pull it out, actually, let's do this, and I have no idea what's happening with my compound path, that it's not doing compound path things. There we go. That should be better. And now I can move you back to where you're supposed to be. You should still be the color you're supposed to be. Okay. And you need to be also 45. Okay. And now I think what I'm going to do is actually put my layers out so I can see them. And you are toggle. You are front and you need to stay front. You are side. And if I duplicate, and then merge everything. You are top and bottom. And we're just going to call that top just to save. Okay, let's. Okay, so we have toggle, front, side, and top. Just and I'm just going to merge you, and same over here. And this is going to be back. Let's just go call it slot. I don't know light switch proper terminology. And just again, you are slot. You are off. You are on. And you are switch plate. We'll just call you plate. And you are plate. Okay. That should, okay, so now if I copy you over, theoretically, your names might also copy over. So we'll just go off on here. So, yep, those are pretty close. I'm just gonna take off this extra number stuff that they put in, which I'm not liking. And now I just have to redo some of those timings. It's fine. This is the one that the front side, it's the only one that really matters. So just make sure that one's taken care of. Okay. So we're just gonna, delete the rest of you guys. And okay, we'll go back here, copy you, and paste you here. 144, 244. It's easy enough to remember. And 65. And realize I can't spell light switch to save my life. Did I copy the wrong one? Of course I did. Okay. All right, light switch. Toggle is the only one that I really care about, so that's the one I'm going to change. All right, 12 minutes. You should be able to wrap this up really quickly. Okay. And I can delete you. Okay. All right, this is where it's going to be cool. Okay, so you can paste in place. All right. So you are actually just auto-animating back, so that shouldn't have changed. You auto-animate there. So now it's just a matter of getting you tap, auto-animate. And that is, okay, so this one goes to here. That should be fine. And we'll just paste you and keep your transition, I'm sorry. And one more time. Awesome. Okay. Now give it one more test. I turn on. Fire comes up. Does some nice little transitions. Color's a little smoother this time. And now I can turn you off. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to give this a little record. Perfect. Awesome. Just gonna save that to as challenge number 4 and not in my client files. All right. So I think that actually does it. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I've been Tara. I'm a UX UI designer based in Victoria, BC, Canada. I'm not an animator or an illustrator, so these are not my creations. This was pulled off of Vector Easy, and I thank the artist who did it. It is super cute and adorable, and it was really nice to work with this kind of style. And I'm going to post this back onto the Discord for Adobe XD. If anybody has any questions or wants to reach out, you can leave a comment below. So I'm going to my plan is to continue the whole 2-week challenge. So I got 5 streams scheduled for next week. I haven't set those up yet. Again, mid-afternoon Pacific time is when I try to hop on. They're really dependent on what I have going on with, actual work stuff and, designing things and bidding on projects. But I'll try to get on here because it's good to try new things and to get on and stream a little better. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Bye.